Hey, what's up, players? WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. I just want to endorse some of my brothers that are doing an outstanding job of podcast. I'm talking about the first Black Champ podcast, one of the greatest podcasts of all time, and it's growing and growing each and every day. Talking about my man, J.R. Bang and Champ from the Port. Players, you better take a listen to them, and if you don't, I'll have J.R. Bang and Champ put them in a tag team match, and it's going to be a lot of trouble.
How are you? We hope well. You know what I'm saying? It's we are right down the runway to WrestlePalooza. You know what I'm saying? A brand new PLE, a brand new specialty event, I guess you can say. You can say, you know what? We don't really know. We don't really know. But it's supposed to be a new marquee spectacle from the promotion. And hey, we are here to talk about that as well as everything else in the wrestling world. So, as normal, get ready because it is time for the first Black Champ podcast. And I am your podcast intercontinental champion, Camp from the Port.
And I am JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, wherever you get your favorite podcast. Barber's Chair Network is the home. Follow us on everything at the FBC POD. Make sure you go ahead and get that merch. You see Camp got that red on, stuff that too. Lots to talk about today. Before we get to the actual wrestling part of the show, let's talk boxing.
Let's do it.
Last night was one of the biggest boxing matches in recent memory. Terrence Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to go up against Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
A lot of people was looking at this as a 50-50 fight. And if you let the scorecards tell it, it was damn near there. Not to me, though. But Terrence Crawford defeated Canelo to become the first male boxer. We'll make sure we get this straight because I don't want somebody to send this clip to Clarissa Shields.
Right.
She say, hold up, wait a minute. The first male boxer to be undisputed champion in 3 weight classes. Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 140, 147, and now at 168. Judges had the scorecards 116, 112, and 115, 113 in favor of Terrence Crawford, making history last night, becoming the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world to everyone and the face of boxing. Netflix, first of all, shouts out to the pay-per-view era being over, I think.
Right.
I want to say I think. And the reason why I want to say I think is simply because with the amount of money you spend on these streaming platforms, you spending something either way it go. But we ain't had to spend $125 on this damn fight. Or inflation, probably 200. It was all on Netflix. Also, this was Zuffa Boxing's first fully promoted fight, so that's why you guys saw it on the WWE platform and all of that. Everybody and their mama was at the joint last night, including my cousin. Shouts out to my cousin Kamal, who was up in the building last night. I think J.R. Reed was in the building last night. Saw a couple. Yeah, I think he was in the building last night for, like I said, the biggest. Let me rephrase it. The biggest pure boxing fight.
Okay, I got you. Because of
the Paul brothers.
Yeah,
the Paul brothers. You know, you got what, Jake Paul going up against Tank Davis. I think, which is confusing to me. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about pure boxing and how this was one of the best matches, best nights in recent memory. Did you get a chance to watch the fight? What was your thoughts?
Absolutely. Because the wife and I were supposed to get out and get into some other activities, but then she fell asleep. I'll leave that. I'll cut it short right there. So turned on the fight. and I hadn't missed a second of it. But by the time I did miss the undercard, I think I saw the last match of the last round of the match before the main event. But yeah, man, this is the first time I actually got to sit and watch an actual pure boxing match, if you will, because the last two I've seen happened to be Paul Productions. Uh, so, no, it was great. I'll say this, I won't lie. About round 6 to 7 or 8, I did doze off just a tad, but then I was right back up for like 8. Long day. We were at the fair and everything. Tried to watch the wrestling event at the fair, but this white lady was being kind of rude, so we just left because I didn't have cash, and I was like, nah, I don't even want to give her my money now. So we out. But I'll say this, as a person who didn't really know much about Bud until like the last like 3-4 years, I would say, for me, because I don't follow anything avidly anymore outside of wrestling. And to watch and to really get up on Canelo a year before he had the Mayweather fight, I will say that it was nice to see both of those gentlemen specifically actually get into the big fight, because I know there was a long run of time to where people felt like, oh, the best ain't fighting the best, or the two greatest of certain generations or rate classes or eras, or whatever, they're not getting together until it's too late or till they're past their prime, whatever. So it was good to see this fight happen, even though both men have seemingly nothing to prove. I thought overall it was a really good fight. I was a little taken aback by it didn't seem that Canelo was as aggressive as I like to see him be, and maybe for good reason, because Bud didn't like he was chump at all. From round 1, he was like, nah, you know what? You coming too close, I'm knocking you the fuck out. So, but other than that, great strategy, great boxing. I think this is I don't know if this is going to be like, oh, one of the greatest fights ever, but it is great to see two great people while they are great fighting. And so I think that's the biggest takeaway. And man, and I mean, not for nothing, congrats to Bud, because it don't some people, and I know, even though like obviously people with more like knowledge of boxing were saying, hey, this could go either way. A lot of people didn't seemingly give Bud a chance, and I didn't understand that. But I think overall we did get a good fight. I don't think you got the best fight of the night, but definitely a good fight nonetheless.
Yeah, I missed the best fight of the night because I took 2 naps yesterday, not 1, 2, trying to prepare for this night. First of all, I will say this for Zufa and y'all, get the timing together, because there was no reason why a fight should have been taking place at 12:30.
Facts.
I don't know, but the fight before the co-main event is what I got told was the best fight of the night. Them boys was
Yeah.
going at it. No, one of the best fights of all time. No, one of the best moments though in recent memory. Yes,
Yeah.
like when I look at best fights of all time, and I'm looking at a back and forth between those two
Mhm.
struggle. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at somebody imposing their will and then somebody coming back. I'm
Yeah.
looking at Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler is like those all timers or stuff like that, or a
Yeah.
shorter match like Hearns and Hagler,
Yeah.
stuff
No, I
like
was gonna
that,
say,
right?
yeah, I was gonna say, Leonard Hagler was my introduction to boxing, because my uncles were watching it at our house.
Right.
Shout out to Alan Gage for getting cuz Alan Gage for getting us the cable box. You did. But yeah, that's literally like I happened to come into the room. Everybody was hollering. I just got in there and just sat on the floor in the corner and was like, oh wow, like it's
Watch this.
crazy. And, and
Yeah.
then
So
right after that, I bought somebody bought me Sugar Ray Leonard boxing gloves, and we were
there
just
you
like in
go.
the front yard with playing with the Franklin Sugar Ray Leonard joints.
Yeah. So like best fights of all time is fights that you debate about. So I wouldn't go that far. But
Yeah.
moment, here's why Terrence Crawford to me is the best of this era.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And depending on what may happen, you got to give him way more respect than you might be giving him currently, even after last night. Crawford was the undisputed champion at 140. Then he went to 147. It became undisputed. After a brief bout at 154, he goes to 168. And he goes up against a man that he might be taller than, have a longer reach, but he's a naturally bigger fighter. And he destroyed him. I don't give a shit what the scorecards say. He destroyed that man. Also, and I don't mean to bring Floyd Mayweather into this, because I know people are going to be like, well, Floyd didn't do something like this. He didn't go up 2 weight classes to go fight somebody and boom, 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 and all of that stuff. What I will say is that there's only 2 fighters that I feel like systematically put Canelo down. When he lost to Bivol imposed his will. He was the naturally bigger fighter. And he rehydrated. And he was like, man, this little ass dude, I'm about to whip his ass. Floyd and Crawford are both naturally smaller than Canelo. And they systematically broke him down. The difference between the two is that Floyd did not really get caught by any stretch by Canelo. It was a full defensive fight. He didn't run, but he showed how to move his head, and Canelo was like, damn, I don't know how to hit this black dude.
Right.
He punched Crawford with his best. And the one thing that I was worried about with Crawford is his chin. Because he fought something, even though he's technically never been knocked down.
Right. We've
seen moments where that chin got chapped. Chin got tapped.
Yeah.
And you be like, oh. The same thing that happened to Errol Spence is the same thing that happened to Canelo. And while Terrence Crawford, to me, is a crazed man. He took their best punch and was like, yo, that's it. Oh, we good here. He took his best punch, and Crawford reminds me of my cousin Vincent. Let me explain. Vincent used to beat the shit out of me until I got old, and we just didn't fight. So I've never tried to test that man's will, even as a grown adult. I ain't got no time for it. Nope. You've won he is the only person that he's won every time we fought. It was one moment. It was one moment where I said, I will never try him again. We were about to leave and he was picking on me. I turned around and I thought I linked his ass. And that man said, oh, okay. That boy beat my ass.
Oh, you want to fight for real today? You want to fight for real?
Crawford is, oh, you want to fight for real today? Or, all this shit they was talking, and that's all you gave me? And he confirmed it at the press conference when they said that he feel his power, or was that the most powerful puncher you boxed? And he said, nah. No. He actually named the dude that chapped his 10 and almost put him on the ground as the hardest punch he's ever gotten. So when he got
like
tapped,
like that wasn't an undersell. He didn't look like he was hurt at all last night.
At all. I think it was the 3rd round where he hit him. Canelo tapped him, and Crawford was like, "Oh, that ain't nothing."
Yeah.
And that's when I said, "Oh shit." Yeah. I said, "Oh shit" for Canelo.
Because he wasn't gonna knock him out. To get hit. It's like he wanted to get hit by it just to see what it's really about, and he was like, "Oh,
that's it.
Okay."
And
that's not for nothing. When that didn't back him down, I think that's when Canelo went into a little bit more of a retreat. He was like, "Oh damn, he didn't even like rock back like don't hit me like that again."
That's where I was about to go. When when Crawford figured that out, I said, yo, this is about to be a long night for Canelo. I'm still nervous, even though I ain't got no dog in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, yo, this is about to be a long night. And when he started pressuring him in the 4th round, I said, Lord Jesus, it's a fight. It's a fight. Because now you walking up on the man. Now you know you ain't got no care in the world when you going head to head. When you're head to head with the fighter and y'all fighting in the inside, I say, yeah, he don't respect his power at all. Because if he respected his power, he would not be forehead to forehead boxing this man. And I think, to your point, that's what Canelo was like, wait, man, hold on. Why is he this close? I don't know why it is close. And I think it was the 7th round where even my wife was like, yeah, he frustrated, he confused. It was clear as day that Canelo would get a combination hit and then get tapped 3 times and be like, man, what the fuck? What the hell? Yeah. So, look, man, all respect due to Canelo for entertaining this as well. Sure. You know, it was funny because when they first spoke about this fight, he was like, wow, he's smaller. If I lose to him, they're gonna say I beat a smaller fighter. You know, there's no win for me. Actually, Canelo, it is. Yeah. It is, because the fact that you went up against this man, and to me, this man beat you the way that he beat you, yo, we give all the respect to Canelo. I think at the end, though, however, Terence Crawford has shown himself to be the best fighter of this generation. When we looked at the fighter that would take over for Floyd Mayweather, we now know who that person is. Canelo has been the face of boxing since that time, but now it is Terence Crawford. I wonder what he's gonna do after this. Not gonna lie, no, we don't, Damien. We don't need a part 2 of shit.
Yeah, because you know what, I do want to speak to that real quick, because as soon as
his last name is Hernandez, I understand why he said we need part 2.
Yeah, but no, when Max Kellerman came in and he asked that question, to me, I think depending on how you lose a fight determines if we need a part 2. Usually when it's unanimous decisions for 2 or more points, we don't need to see that again.
Well needed.
If Bud already jumped damn near 30 pounds, took the best shot, dominated the majority of the fight, what more do y'all need to see? Like, unless we're gonna do 3-round exhibition, let them swing for the fences for about a good 9 or 10 minutes, we don't need to see nothing else, because this was the epitome of like, oh, this is like actual boxing. These are actual, like, this is skill versus skill. It's not just about power, who's gonna get hit first, whatever. We saw both strategies play out, and Bud's is just a far superior strategy for what we got. So we don't need part 2. If it was a split decision, you might have me. If it was a split decision and one of the scorecards was like separating them by a point, then you got me. But this, nah, we don't need a part 2.
Yeah, if it was 114, 113, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like, you know, and that's no disrespect to Canelo, because again, what Canelo did last night would have won him probably any other fight, because he tapped dude early. Most people are hurt. Hey, Crawford wasn't hurt, so hey, we there's nothing to see here.
Damien, we don't need it for that. We don't need it for that. I'm gonna tell you what Canelo needs to do after camp. I'm gonna tell you what Canelo needs to do to save face, especially with his Mexican community, because I'm gonna tell you what he need to do next.
What you got?
He need to fight. He need to fight David Benavidez. That's it. Benavidez has been calling this man out for half a decade now.
Dude. Oh yeah. Dude has been on dude heels.
He's been calling Canelo out every which way he can.
Mm.
He don't need to fight Terrence Crawford. He needs to fight Benavidez. That's what he needs to do.
I respect
We
that.
need to see a Mexican civil war between those two, and that's who we need to see fight. We don't. Matter of fact, he probably would have saved his ass whooping on Mexican Independence Weekend if he went ahead and just fought Benavidez. It would have been very more entertaining for the Mexican community if he would have did it. But he wanted to fight a black dude. Now we got to look behind our back when we go to Little Village or Pilsen because he got his ass whooped by Crawford. But that's if those people in those areas are like, yo, we like Little Cinnamon, because they might not. I know at least one Mexican that don't like cinnamon, and that's Francisco.
Okay.
I really need to text him and be like, yo, how you feel? And he gonna be like, yo, I'm glad he got his ass whooped.
Oh,
but
shit.
if he hates him. But if what Canelo needs to do, if I am Canelo, I'm fighting David Benavidez. That's the next fight. We're doing that next September because now I probably need to take a little break after losing like this. But he need to fight him. And Damian, you're right. He ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. But that's the next fight to me. That's the next fight for Canelo. There's literally no other fight. I don't want to see him against Bivial. I don't want to see him against anybody else. I don't want to see him against Crawford Part 2. I need to see Canelo versus David Benavidez. And that might save him some face. That might save him some face within the community. If he does not fight him, if he fights some random Irish dude and stuff to get his bearings back as his next fight, then he a hoe. Crawford ain't got to fight no more to me. He can fight. Crawford, you can fight whoever you want to now. To me, this was Crawford's Oscar De La Hoya moment. And let me explain. Because a lot of y'all be hating on Floyd Mayweather and shit. But let me explain. Floyd Mayweather was the B fighter for most of his career in big fights. He won all of those joints. I'll never forget getting a whole bunch of money from Mexicans and some Puerto Ricans because they thought that Arturo Gatti was going to beat that man, and he didn't. But when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, he was the ace. He was not the A side. He was the B side. But that's when he went from Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd, to Money Mayweather. This is your Money Mayweather fight. This is your fight where now the money comes in, and then also a very underrated fact about that fight is that he was able to pay back Bob Arum the money to get him out of his contract so he can own the rest of his career.
Nice. Oh, wow.
So
that's awesome. That's dope.
So he did end up going up against champions and former champions, get a belt and say, oh, I want this because I'm not about to give you $250,000 to hold this belt, so on and so forth. But he was able to own his career. The difference between Floyd and Crawford is that Floyd did that shit in his early to mid 30s, and Crawford is 38 years old. So what does Crawford need to be doing? Hey, man, fight whoever the fuck you want to fight. Go fight and go fight your next fight in Omaha, Nebraska, a hometown fight. Go ahead and do that right there, and then just do whatever you want to. Pick who you. I know the boxing world is gonna be like, yo, go to 160, meet somebody like one of the Charlo brothers. You ain't got to do that shit, or go fight Boots Ennis, which I ain't gonna lie, I would love to see Crawford fight Boots Ennis. I'm a Boots Ennis fan. But he ain't got to do that for me. Why? Because you just took down not only the cash cow, you did it in convincing fashion. So you can walk in the sunset, go to Omaha, be the illest nigga in Nebraska.
There we go. Literally. You know what I'm saying?
Literally. The only thing I don't like about Terrence Crawford is that he's a Green Bay Packer fan. But he's from Nebraska. Wild. I understand he's from Nebraska. You either got to be a Minnesota Viking fan or a Green Bay Packer fan.
Shit, no, you don't. Nebraska, he could be. Shit, he could be a Rams fan. He closer to Missouri. Oh wait, they're in LA now, right? I mean,
they're in LA now.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
yeah.
all I will say to that is after what I saw with the Green Bay Packers on Thursday, I don't want no smoke.
Yeah,
this is the first time in the history of being a Green Bay Packer fan where I'm like,
you know what? Maybe we should chill out this year. We just gonna
we should chill out this year. I don't want no problems.
One thing I do want to say about the fight. This is actually about the post fight. Ain't about the fight at all. And I forget dude's name. I should have wrote it down in my notes here. But with Mario Lopez, Antonio Tarver, and the one dude, somebody got to explain to me what homie beef is with Antonio Tarver, because he just kept shitting on all of his takes in the whole post show.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think you're talking about Mike Coppinger.
Yeah. Hey, he was like, yeah, you know what? I don't even think it's that. I said, yo, get the fuck out of here.
But wait a minute. So I'm glad that you said that, because it seemed like the analysts and the fighters was at each other's head all day.
Oh,
because man. I think it was Sam or Mick. I forget his name, or John Avic, whatever. The bald-headed dude. I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
But
he came back and I was like, all right, they're going too crazy.
Boy,
turn this off.
Hey, Andre Ward was like this to him the whole night.
Yeah,
hey. They showed the camera.
Hey, my man, say, hey, you can turn around and talk to me.
You can turn around and talk like, I was like, oh, he is. I was like, yo, wait a goddamn.
Are you sure you want to talk to the guy that?
Right.
You want to talk to Andre Ward like that? You want to do it? I don't think you want to do that.
And he referenced, the funny part of it is, he referenced the fact that they got into an argument in the pre-fight. I was like, oh, no wonder why it's back time. And Kellerman's back was turned a little bit too, and he was in the middle.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, what happened in the pre-fight? But to your point, Mike Coppinger and Antonio, as soon as he say something, Antonio Tarver say something, dude like, so it felt like it was analysts versus boxers.
Yeah, hey, it's like they inherited Ryan Clark and Pat. What's my man?
The Peter Stranger.
Yeah, Strange. I almost call him Schaefer. I don't know why, but yeah, it sounds like everybody inherited that beef, the athletes versus the commentators. But yeah, every time Antonio Tarver says something, he was like, it's good about, he's gonna have patience. That patience to help you in the match. I'm like, okay, Antonio Tarver, you was in Rocky V. You beat Roy Jones. We should listen to you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And dude was like, well, I don't think it was patience. You know what I'm saying? I think that, he should, it's focus. I was like, well, wait. If you got patience, you got some focus, right? And he just he just should have known every single take. And then you can see the look of Antonio Tarver's face like, all right, okay, this is what dude doing. Bet. I can't wait till the camera go off.
Man, look, I don't know what happened, but it seemed like the pre-fight was probably better than the fight itself. Now, a couple of things that we see up in the chat. I just want to be clear about two things, right? Even though I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit like y'all don't want to see this shit.
Yeah.
However, to be mindful of the fact that Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson is an exhibition fight.
Yeah.
It is not a real fight. It is an exhibition fight. This is the equivalent of you and your big cousin putting on gloves and having fun.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Gavon Dexter and Jake Floyd. Gavon Dexter. I'm looking at the Bears and the Bears highlights. That's how much I'm focused on the Bears lines today. Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, and Jake Paul is an exhibition fight. So that's how they get you. Y'all see the names. Are they fighting? Are they play fight? Simple as that.
Yeah. And again, rather than speculate. I know people like to pocket watch and speculate why they doing it because they down bad, and I don't think it's that at all. I think honestly these are just money grabs because
Yep.
there is still just an era of people, and we are a part of that era. A lot of people do want to see Mayweather get in the ring, Tyson still get in the ring. Hey, and you know what? And not for nothing, for me, I know people try to speak so disappointed in Mike Tyson, but man, actually, I love this for Tyson because we were robbed of, I would say, an easy 10 years of Mike Tyson being sober, being free, and being great. So if he want to go get whatever M is on the table for him at this age, because he's late 50s now, mid to late 50s now, I say go do it. Because man, he should have ruled the 90s, and it should have not even been close. And we didn't get that. We didn't get that for a lot of just life reasons. So, and if anybody wants to help Mike Tyson get to the status that he should be just financially for everything that he gave us and everything that he survived, then I'm with it. Am I like going into these events with like a fever pitch? It's like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson, I hope he do that. No. But Mike Tyson is still my favorite boxer. He's still one of my favorite humans on the planet. And I just want to see him do whatever he can, the safest way he can, to come up any way he can. And I'm not afraid to say that.
Yeah, nah. Again, this is an exhibition. This is not for a title. This is not for supremacy. This is a money grab that we all gonna watch because we gonna find this hilarious. There might be a fight party involved, but we know goddamn well if both of them was in their prime, it would never be a Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather fight. Like
this is about the safest way you can do it.
right. And the same thing with Tank. We know damn well that if this was that ain't gonna happen. So, but as Russ said, there's value in the name, and even still in boxing, there's no names that are more valuable than Tyson, Mayweather, and Paul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
2025. That's where we sit. Yeah. That's where we sit.
That's where we sit. But if you are a boxing person like me, I watched that fight last night. That took me a little nap. I saw Monster Niagu fight. You know, so Niagu, I can never pronounce his name, so I just leave it at the monster part. That fight was on Facebook, on Top Rank's Facebook. That is the second best pound for pound fight in the world. I am a fan of David Benavidez. I am a fan of Boots Ennis. I am a fan of Joseph Parker. And I like seeing what Usyk has going on and stuff, right? So I watch boxing. Like, so anybody try to come on here and try to say some shit about boxing, that's because you don't watch it. Like, if you come from the Friday night fights on USA era, if you come from the boxing after dark era like me, you know, not the main, like not these two names fight. No. I'll be watching random ass niggas fight on USA Network, on Boxing After Dark, on Showtime, Rising Stars.
Tuesday night
if you
fights.
ain't that person, right? If you ain't that person, don't come to me and say anything about boxing, because just like wrestling, like I told you on this platform, just like wrestling, where I would watch not only WWE and WCW, but I would stay up to 2:00 in the morning to watch ECW. It'll be Awakening, and then I'll watch ECW. That's kind of like God, and then the shit that they put on wrestling is like, wow. But and Apollo in that same joint, I would watch AAA and everything. I still stand on, especially after watching the highlights, because I didn't get a chance to watch Worlds Collide. But I still stand on it, and now stand on it more than ever, that we need a Copa Eddie Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? The Eddie Guerrero Cup. But if I come from that era, so if you wasn't watching ESPN and Friday Night Fights, or USA Friday Night Fights, because USA Friday Night Fights went to ESPN, if you wasn't watching Boxing After Dark on HBO, if you wasn't watching, if you wasn't buying the pay-per-view, but then watching the fight the next Saturday, because it'll be a fight on that next Saturday. The main pay-per-view, it'll be the pay-per-view on that Saturday, and then the next Saturday they'd be like, "Yo, did you miss Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales?" this Saturday before this random ass fight, we're gonna show this fight. Yeah, if you wasn't doing that, don't come talk to me. If you wasn't using Buster Douglas boxing, you know what I'm saying? If you, man, we talk about Punch Out, I'm talking about Buster Douglas boxing. If your ass didn't box use your whole 8-hour shift. Shouts out to my manager B. Shouts out to B Louie. This lady who was my manager at Best Buy, I came in the store when Fight Night Round 2 came out and was like, oh, and played that joint. My whole 8-hour shift was beat Lee at Fight Night Round 2, and you'll get 20% off a sale. Nobody beat me. Nobody beat me.
Like, we had a discount, but it's about to expire right now.
You could have had it, but dead ass. That a Saturday shift at that. This wasn't a Tuesday shift. This was a busy Saturday shift where the crowd was around me. Hey, who want this 10%? Let's try to beat me. Who want this 20? And I almost lost once. Almost lost once. I tried to bullshit and got Jake LaMotta.
Yeah, hey, yo, picking Jake LaMotta in the boxing game, it's so arrogant.
Right.
That's arrogant as hell.
And man, he almost got me. I knocked his ass out in the 11th round. He thought he was gonna get that 20%, Jack. Nope, but shouts out to B, man. B allowed me, once she saw people coming to try to play me in that game, she was like, yo, put that sign up. 20% off. Step right up. And nobody got that 20%. That was the best work shift I ever had in my life. Play Fight Night in my Best Buy uniform and not lose either. Oh man. If y'all don't come from that era, don't talk to me about boxing, fam. Don't talk. If you don't watch the prelims, fuck the undercard. If you don't watch the prelims, I watch the prelims.
There you go.
I watch the fight when it be like 3 people in the stands. And 2 of them people be asleep.
Hey, right. Like even they girls don't show up to that early of the match.
Exactly. Like it be me and boxing degenerates that's putting money on fights. It be me and the people that life is on the line because they betted $10,000 on some random ass dude from Toronto.
Like I'm telling you, it's going to be a 4th round stoppage.
Right. I don't even know who this dude is. Like, I watch boxing for the people who watch the 4-round fights. Like, if you don't come from that area, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, Russ want to run your 20% right now, though.
Nah, no, he wouldn't. Well, he probably can now. Shit, ain't no PlayStation 2 around here. But you get one.
I got one.
Well, you still mad at me from SmackDown, so let's just.
No, hey, I'm not though. See, hey, look, you like bringing it up. I never talk about it. Hey, see?
Get out my room.
Yeah, this nigga beat me with a preliminary move, like just a move. He beat me with a move, so he didn't hit me with the finisher. Yeah, I was mad as hell.
Man, look. I'll say this. Then we'll move on. Hey, I lost my luster in Madden and 2K. Y'all ain't messing with me in these combat sports stuff. Y'all ain't messing. I'm gonna stay with that. All right, even UFC. I'm gonna stay with that. So, but man, hey, but go to Netflix. Go to Netflix. Watch that fight. That's one thing I like about Netflix. You go watch it again, and I'm watch that whole undercard because I missed that shit.
No, for sure. That's definitely coming in handy. We resubscribe just in time.
Exactly. All right, so man, not a lot of wrestling to cover, but we will. But there's news to cover. All I want to say is that the WWE may owe me and Kent from the Port some money, a job, or both.
Man, let's listen.
when the WWE started going to Saudi Arabia, we didn't even call it Crown Jewel
Nope.
or none of them. The greatest Royal Rumble. We ain't calling none of them shits. We was counting that shit down. Saudi Mania 1, Saudi Mania 2, Saudi Mania 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
There's been rumors since the TKO purchase that the WWE could possibly have a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And
Listen.
the word got leaked on Snapchat by one of Turk Sheik, however you pronounce my man's name. I don't want to mess it up. And then he sent the Saudi Arabian authorities to come scoop me
Right.
out. But it leaked on Snapchat. But then it became official this week, where in 2027 the WWE will be holding WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. There are a lot of fans, as you see. Russ has said the WWE is officially sold out. I have some thoughts that are probably not going to be popular. So I'm going to start with you, Kent.
All right. Oh, well, shit.
Yeah.
Saudi Mania. Saudi Mania, the materialized version. I ain't gonna lie. Once they said 2027, it literally made me think. I was like, damn, they've pushed all the American dates back because I don't know. Maybe I was being a little facetious, but I thought Minnesota and Indianapolis were going to be getting the next two, followed by Tennessee, and I thought that was 27 through 29. Especially when they said they were going back to Vegas. Obviously the new stadium is being built across the U.S. Everybody, I think, is trying to get in on that WrestleMania money, and rightfully so. The thing about this WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, why I don't know about it is because everything it was built on, and one of those things is singing America the Beautiful. And are you going to do that in Saudi Arabia? And who's trill enough to get out there and do it? You know what I mean? Like, don't send the Rolling Treaty out there. I love them. Don't do them like that. I thought about that first and foremost. Well, that was the second thing I thought about first. Was I was like, damn, I thought Minnesota, Indianapolis, Nashville. I thought that was like the next three. And then it was, damn, who's gonna sing America the Beautiful, or are they just gonna omit that portion of the show? And three, I think we mentioned it last week or maybe the week before, or the last episode before. Man, a lot of these international markets are literally just the markets now. Instead of going to Sioux City, Iowa, or Sioux Falls, or Albuquerque, or fucking Topeka, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like instead of being in the plains or the inner webs of the East Coast, they're going to different countries now. Like France, they don't just do the house shows with the low lights. You know what I'm saying? The garden is lit up every single time. And Saudi Arabia has become the new Toronto in a lot of respects. If we've been looking at the last 7 years of wrestling, because now they're going to Saudi Arabia more than they go to Montreal, which was I was like, damn, that's pretty big. So I don't I guess I'm just embracing the change, bro. Like that's it. Like, because there is no way to keep Saudi Arabia out of American sports. It's between wrestling, golf, I think even football is preparing now. I think everybody, but and to a degree basketball. But I'm just embracing the fact that we're no longer, it's not the map now, it's the globe. And the globe means there's money everywhere. It's time to invest in and cash out. So I'm just embracing that change. I will say that everything that I thought Saudi Arabian PLEs would be, they've kind of debunked that from the Greatest Royal Rumble on to right now, and the first Crown Jewel up until now. So, it's just what we got to get used to, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't even want to get my heart rate up over anything that I just haven't seen the last 5 years for sure. Anyway,
let me first say I'm excited. A 1 o'clock WrestleMania? Oh, Nick.
There's that, though.
Fam. Look,
Money's thinking about, hey, damn, you're going crazy.
So, there's 3 things. And I know this ain't gonna be a popular podcast as far as me though.
Okay.
Let me first say, y'all got to stop saying WWE and say TKO. They're no longer. They are under a parent company, ladies and gentlemen. So WWE didn't sell out. If you want to say somebody sold out, Vince McMahon sold out. Vince McMahon sold the WWE and TKO was created. So if y'all want to blame somebody, if y'all want to know, if this is the case, Vince sold out because he sold controlling interest. They are owned by a parent company. Parent company gonna do what they do. So the WWE didn't sell out. Vince did. Now TKO is the owners, and the owners are doing what they feel at its best. The same owners own UFC, and they don't give a damn about doing the UFC event in Brazil. They don't give a damn about doing the UFC in Australia. They don't give a damn about doing the UFC event in Japan. They don't care. They gonna do it. And you know what you gonna do? You gonna watch it. So shut the hell up. You gonna watch it. When they announced Roman versus Rock in Saudi Arabia, guess what you gonna do? At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, wide awake, barbecuing, feeling good, energized. You gonna watch it. So I want to hear that shit. This is probably going to be the best situation possible for a match like that. You mean to tell me it's going to be 3 o'clock and I'm going to be watching goddamn The Rock versus Roman during the day and I could do some shit at night? I ain't got to stay at home? Bet. Fuck. Shit. Yeah. All right. Thumbs up. Second of all, y'all, first of all, this I know a lot of y'all don't get no ass. Because y'all worried about the women being covered up. Thought it was supposed to be about the women in a great match. And let me, look, and my wife is right there. And I will say this in front of my wife because she will say it too. Hey, them trying to cover up them women, sorry, y'all, you can see the curves better. So if y'all want to be thirst buckets, what, you mad because you can't see no cleavage? You mad because you can't see titties jiggling? That's what I said. I'm so glad I'm married because I have a wife that I can worry about that with. If that is the case, if that's supposed to be the reason why I'm watching it, no, the matches with the women are gonna be amazing, and they're gonna cover up. And let me just say this again: look, you rather them be covered up or be in the t-shirts? That's the issue. That's the issue that y'all have. See, when they first did that shit with Natalia and old girl, they had them long ass t-shirts covering up. No, go look at Roxanne Perez and go look at Bianca Belair, and they had the whole bodysuit. Y'all mad because they got a bodysuit? You can still see shit. That's what we worried about? Oh, y'all need to get some ass regularly. Go get a girlfriend. Don't worry about that. And let me go back again. Mania and brunch? Oh, my God. Look, if y'all want to do a Mania and brunch thing, go right ahead. The other thing is, a lot of y'all motherfuckers wasn't paying to go see WrestleMania in Orlando, Florida. So fuck y'all mad about it going to Saudi Arabia for?
That's true.
Like if you was a consistent attendee, it's only as far as the tickets go, I only care about consistent attendees of WrestleMania. That's it. Like, I've been going for WrestleMania for the last 4 years. That's all I care about. Your ass don't show up. Why are you talking to me about tickets? Why are you talking to me about tickets? Stop it. So I just debunked 3 things already. Mania at 1 o'clock? Sign me up every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all ain't old enough to remember this, but back in the day, pay-per-views used to be at like 3 o'clock. Like WrestleMania was during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. If you are consistent WrestleMania attender, let's go ahead. Like Russ, I've attended 7 WrestleManias live. I'll hear from you as far as the tickets go.
It's fire.
But if you ain't that, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Why? Because you was going to watch it at home in the first place. So Russ, as far as this goes, Russ is the only person that gets to, all right, I'll listen to you on that. But again, WrestleMania at 1 o'clock, yo, sign me up all the time. So that's 1. 2, this whole bodysuit thing, yo, a woman gonna be beautiful with a bodysuit or not. If that's why you watch it. But I thought we were supposed to be watching the women because of their athletic ability. 3. And here's the 3. And that's going back to the first thing that I said. Y'all keep saying that the WWE sold out. The WWE is a company under a parent company. You want to blame somebody? Blame Ari Emanuel. Blame.
No, that's true.
Blame him. Blame Nick Khan for working out the deal, apparently. Blame him. But, ladies and gentlemen, Triple H is the chief content officer of the company. He controls on-air content. He don't control the business. He's the chief. Let me say this again. He's the chief content officer.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't the CEO. He ain't the COO. He's not the man that signed off on to make the final decisions. He's none of that. Mm-hmm. This ain't got nothing to do with Triple H didn't approve them. And that when we have these conversations about the WWE doing shit now underneath Triple H's regime, that's face. He does not make final decisions, y'all. He a worker like you and me. He's an employee like you and me. He just got a better like pension
job.
Like he got better pension, he got better benefits. That's what look. Triple H is an employee with some great benefits, y'all. That's what he is. Triple H don't make the decisions. Nick Khan makes the decisions. Ari Emanuel make the decisions. I forgot the other dude name. They make the decisions. TKO. If you want to be mad at somebody, if you want to say somebody sold out, say TKO sold out. Triple H, just like The Undertaker, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Charlotte Flair, and everybody else behind him are employees. Nick Khan, Ari Emanuel, you be mad at them. They're the ones who sold out. But the last thing I would say is to Camp's point, y'all need to be better fans. Y'all suck. Y'all suck as fans. Look, every time, you know what? Let me rewind that. Let me rewind that, Camp. Everybody else outside of Chicago sucks as fans. Y'all suck as fans. Tell me, who's the better fan base when it comes to this wrestling shit? United States or France? United States or Saudi Arabia? United States or Ireland? When we consistently watch the WWE overseas, the fans and their reactions are just better. American fans, they just want to be a part of the show most of the time. We want to hijack the show. That's what y'all get off of. Y'all just mad because y'all can't hijack WrestleMania Monday or WrestleMania Friday. That's what y'all mad at. They appreciate it more. Start appreciating shit more.
Yeah.
The only fan base, and I'm not saying it because I'm born and raised here, but the only fan base that I really get excited for in America is Chicago.
Yeah.
Everybody else, y'all suck. The only thing I'll tell you this.
Facts, Johnny.
Right. I'll say this and then I'll pass it to you. Because I got to go get me a bottle of water. The only thing that sucks about this is I don't think this is special as it might seem to be. Royal Rumble going to be in Saudi Arabia in 2026. And then it's going to be in 2027 that. Oh, I could have got it. And then it's been in Saudi Arabia for 8 years. So it's not special. You've been there already. That's the only thing. When SummerSlam was in London, that was special.
Yeah.
When it was in Toronto, it was special because we didn't see it. We know what we're going to see when we go to Saudi Arabia. So that is the only thing to me that I don't like. But outside of that, American fans, you suck. You trying to copy off of the overseas people. Y'all thirst buckets because y'all more worried about the women being covered up than wrestling when the figure and everything that you want to beat off to is still going to be there.
Beat off.
And I'm sorry, they just better than y'all right now. And the last thing I'll say again, this is not a WWE thing. This is a TKO thing. They sold out. Stop saying Triple H and them sold out. He's employees with a better benefits package than those wrestlers. The end.
Yeah. It's yeah, no, you know, I think also when you talk about, you know, the London SummerSlam and Toronto and all of that, it's because there was at least some kind of connection, you know, even though they're from Calgary. Bret Hart being from Canada, that helps the sell, you know. British Bulldog being, you know, from the London area or wherever. You know, had Saudi Seth panned out, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't that's Mansoor, by the way. I think that was his name. But Saudi Seth's on the way flyer to me. But had he really took off in the WWE, I think this wouldn't feel like such a shock to the system, because even as we look at the Saudi PLEs, right? Nobody's going home. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no wrestler that, oh, this is his home crowd, this is home turf. Like, they're not turning up for one specific person. And the crowd, for the most part, even in their enjoyment, even though they're coming out, they shell a little bit. They are primarily conservative, and it's seemingly like black women get booed. So I know people don't want to see that potentially, but yeah, man, I think they've moved from the map to the globe, and to Bang's point and to Donnie's point. You know, now American crowds are taking what France does, or what Scotland does, or wherever else, and we bring that here, and now that's the new thing. So if they're going to carry that much influence over the American crowd, then yeah, why not put the event over there? And it definitely makes sense. I didn't plan on going to Saudi Arabia anyway, but I do agree with, I believe it was Russ that said, I just want to be able to see shows for reasonable prices. And not for nothing though, I do think that will also help this, because if the money grabs for the PLEs, let's just say this. Let's say the money grabs for the PLEs overseas are 2 or 3x what they would have been had they did them in Tampa or Orlando or San Diego, wherever else, right? Just in those mid to small markets. If they got the bigger money grab overseas, that could lean on Raw and SmackDown and even NXT or maybe some other event, Saturday Night's Main Event, even being in some of our markets and some of those mid markets, but for cheaper prices, because, hey, we already made so much over here doing this. We might be able to cut y'all a little slack, give you a little something off of that. Now the front row seats at SmackDown or Raw is maybe only like 300 versus maybe like 5 or something like that when Cody show up. QB1, that is, you know what I mean? So, but this is all about embracing the change. This is all about America not being the only game in town. America not being the only market that is high on pro wrestling. And TKO Endeavor is going to do that. TKO Endeavor, Zuffa, Dana White, Nick Khan, everybody that's at the front of these offices, man, they are trying to take over the entire planet with combat sports. And this is what it looks like. And that's all you need to know for right now.
I'm glad that Russ just said this. You know how I know? You know how I know this is some bullshit? Because when Sami Zayn wins the 2027 Royal Rumble, when Sami Zayn wins the 2027 Royal Rumble and he goes up against Brock Lesnar at Saudi Mania for the World Championship and he wins, all y'all gonna be crying at brunch. I don't want to hear this shit.
He said crying at brunch, huh? Oh, shoot.
Sami Zayn did it. Oh, I can't believe it. Yeah, y'all mad now. But y'all gonna have y'all WrestleMania brunches. All these podcasts that are out right now that's mad as hell, can't believe that they sold out. When they have their WrestleMania brunches and they get to watch WrestleMania during the day and they ain't got the nod off when they see Charlotte Flair go up against Liv Morgan. Or they ain't got to nod off when Montez Ford goes up against Angelo Dawkins. And then, when we go for the main event, when you ain't got to do that, hey, it's a win-win for me. Well, hey, be better fans, man. Like, be better fans.
That is true, though.
Like, be better fans, because I'm sorry, y'all whack now. Y'all whack. And here's the other thing, too. And then we'll move on. And I do mean what I say. Like, we're in general, American fans are whack. And you know why? Because y'all used to it. Y'all see it every day. That's also part of the reason why I know y'all don't get no ass. Because there's an appreciation. Brothers don't get pushed now. So, apparently during the internet, Russ, according to the internet, brothers don't get pushed now. So, even if that was the case. Like, even if that was the case.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
You say what?
We got to get better at getting over with this new crop. That's what it really is.
And look, all I'm gonna say is we ain't getting over now. So why would I complain about somebody not wrestling in Saudi Arabia? Hey, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, come kick it at the first Black Champ brunch. Do it in Nashville or do it at the crib. But we gonna do it. If that's the case, we gonna do it. Matter of fact, why don't y'all come down? Let's do brunch. Hopefully we get enough money where we can say, hey yo, WWE, we gonna host a brunch in Nashville at this bar. And we gonna invite these wrestlers here and we gonna do the WrestleMania watch party at this brunch.
Hey,
State facts too.
We can go
like Russell, state facts too. If the internet says y'all don't push black people, so why do I care? Like, we be worried about shit that at the end of the day don't matter.
Yeah, see,
It
hey, you
don't
know what?
matter.
Yeah, you know, honestly, that's honestly a great point too, though. Because if we were here for just the wrestling, it wouldn't matter. It honestly wouldn't matter. And that's me. And that may be just me, somebody that's been looking at wrestling since the 80s. Because and I'm not gonna front, like, would it have been cool to see a black wrestler? Yeah, but you know, I was high on Ron Simmons. I was high on Ahmed Johnson. Shit, to a degree, I was high on Coco Beware. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm not saying that we had the
Oh, my bad.
greatest representations. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we had the greatest representation of black wrestlers, so to speak. But you know, I mean, Men on a Mission worked on me for a hot minute. But the problem is, to be real about why black wrestlers probably don't seemingly get a push is because I feel like there's too many black wrestling fans that only engage with wrestling conversation when it comes to black people not being seen. If we were just engaged with wrestling as wrestling fans first, I think it would be easier to see more of us, because it's like a lot of us got a lot of Leo Rush mentality versus, look, hey man, look, I showed up, I did my shit, I was one of the highlights of the night. Put me in a title match or you fucking racist. And it's like, come on, dog, we can't do it like that. Like, it can't be like that. And this is another reason why I do speak so highly of Bobby Lashley, because Bobby Lashley is over being a black veteran. There's really nothing really sexy about that to the average black wrestling fan or just the average black person in general. You know, we're actually more leaning towards Booker T, which is literally the just like the Flash, the Flair, doing the backspin, the sucker, and all of that. Like, and you
Damien,
know,
Damien, that's coming. That's coming today. That's coming today.
Hey, you know
That's
what?
coming.
Hey.
That's what Wayne's can't finish.
Yeah. Hey,
That's what I
hey,
say. Y'all
Typo
gonna hate me
Scorpio,
today.
my guy. Yeah, hey Russ, I'm right with you. And Damien, yeah, well, we with you. We gonna get to it. But yeah, hey, I think that, man, it comes with being a wrestling fan first. You know what I mean? Like, cause just look at any other sport. Just look at any other sport. Yeah, there was a time where black quarterbacks in football were kind of like an anomaly, but we still had Warren Moon. We still had Randall Cunningham. Then later we got Cordell Stewart. But then again, look, as black kids started just liking football more and wanting to take on more roles and wanting to just do more. Now, all of a sudden, you don't just have to be the receiver. I mean, we keep forgetting, like, dog, Jerry Rice was a big deal. Deion Sanders was a big deal. If they playing offense or defense at the position they're playing, then that's part of it. I know Doug Williams, but like Doug Williams way before my time. So I can't really speak to that. And I mean, hey, if what happened to Doug Williams and the Terry Bradshaw thing, if that's really real, then damn, I feel really effed up about that. But the bottom line is, now there's 16 black quarterbacks on NFL teams. And as much as we want to make everything a race thing, I'm exhausted from it, because it's hard to be a fan of whatever you're talking about when race in general, when race is the general topic and not the sport that's the general topic amongst us. So again, I just want black people to be wrestling fans, because if you're really into wrestling in general, you're eventually just going to have a love and appreciation for the black wrestlers that are in it, and you'll be able to see it through a different lens. Like, I'm not pressed to see black people headline WrestleMania. I'm not pressed to see another Kofi Mania moment. I'm not pressed because Big E will never get his moment, because I like wrestling. Them brothers just happen to be black. Like, I'm cool if Rock and Roman headline. I'm cool with Cody and Roman headlining. I would be cool with Xavier Woods and Sami Zayn headlining if it made sense. It don't matter to me. I'm a wrestling fan first. I'm black in real life first, but I'm a wrestling fan first when we get here. And I think we need to collectively have that conversation before we keep talking about how black people don't get pushed in wrestling.
The one thing that I will say to this is there's representation, and that's being good. And I don't want representation if the people that I'm watching ain't good. Do I just want somebody to be represented so I could just see them? Or I want them to run shit? See, that's my thing.
Yeah.
We could give The Rock all the flack we want about him representing his African American side. But The Rock made me look at Samoans differently.
That's true.
He made me look at Samoans differently. Before The Rock, I could use this for Samoans. Before The Rock, anytime I saw a Samoan, they had no shoes on and they was savages.
Mm-hmm.
They made it known that The Rock was a third generational wrestler. And they showed his daddy who was black and his father who was Samoan. And he still repped his Samoan heritage more than his black heritage. So all I knew was Rock basically being Samoan, even though his daddy was black.
Mm-hmm.
After The Rock, the only really Samoan character that was a savage that I remember is Umaga. 3-minute warning wasn't savages.
Yeah.
Rosie, once they were done with 3-minute warning, was a whole ass superhero. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
Then we get Roman Reigns. And we get the Usos. The Usos was doing the Samoan thing, but they wasn't savages. And then they came on TV looking like firecrackers and wearing Air Force Ones and shit. Because that was probably what they were more closer to. Of course, from the gear that they wear outside of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns and the Usos made me look at Samoans a lot differently than I did before. Just like there's been many black wrestlers that made me think of black wrestlers, but they're good. But I also know that the demo just might not allow certain things. We famously say on this show, white men ages 18 to 34 are the demo in wrestling. So guess who's going to be harder to get over? But you know who's gotten over? Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley are two that's gotten over. I don't want black people to be represented just because they black.
Right.
I want black people to be represented because they good at what they do. And if they're good at what they do, then the WWE understands that there's another target demo to go after.
Yeah.
Don't do it before you have that question. Don't say, hey, we need a black wrestler. Let's go get Coco Beware. No. Yeah. That man is damn good, and now we got to put him over. Yeah. But we're not going to just do it just to satisfy me. This shit got to make sense because it never works. Kofi Kingston, to me, didn't work because he was black. It worked because there was a great storyline to go around it.
Yeah.
However, what also attracted to me is that he was black. The blackness was secondary. It was not primary. A lot of people, when they have this conversation, they want black to be primary and not secondary. Yeah. They want this dude to be pushed because he is black. I want his blackness to be secondary. I want that storyline and how he gets over to be primary because that's what's going to keep him over. Being black is not going to keep him over when we're not the demo.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally ain't enough of us. It literally ain't enough of us for a black wrestler to get pushed because he's black. It ain't enough of us. Sorry.
Like, I'll use a perfect example. That I'm not going to mention a lot of things that happened this week. I'm just going to mention something that Pat McAfee said when he was galvanizing the college game day crowd in Tennessee, in Knoxville for Georgia versus Tennessee. He was talking about how this long-winded ass speech about all of the stuff going on, but if you look at this crowd, different religions, different spaces, different colors, you look at that motherfucking crowd, you could count the black people up in that bitch. Maybe. You go look at that stadium in Knoxville, you could count the black people in there. Maybe. So when people be talking about that shit, it's bullshit. But to me, on the flip side, it's also bullshit when people want representation just because of color.
Yeah.
Because look at that crowd. That's the crowd you got to get over.
Yeah.
And you can't get them over because they're mediocre. Unfortunately for us, we got to be twice as good as Roman Reigns. We have to be twice as good as Cody Rhodes. We have to be twice as good as Liv Morgan. We have to be twice as good as Charlotte Flair. And that's why Mercedes Moné is who she is, because she was twice as better as those women. Bianca Belair was twice as good as those women that we mentioned. And we're waiting on a black wrestler to be twice as good as some of these others that are mentioned. Because again, in order for them to stay over, they need that. And that's why I hate that representation, how they put it conversation, because y'all mamas and y'all daddies told y'all that we got to be twice as good. We got to be twice as good as the other people in order for us to stick around. So why would we want mediocre people to get a push just because? And that's when I'll get to the R-Truth thing. And that's the perfect goddamn example before we get into Jey Uso and our predictions.
Yeah, let's do
WrestlePalooza. Y'all motherfuckers on here and y'all on the internet was pissed when R-Truth got let go. Y'all blamed everything from racism and ageism, damn near every ism you can. And he got his job back. He said he was running his story now. He cut off them braids. He was more serious. Even before he came back, y'all was on here talking about he could be a future TNA world champion. He could go to AEW, win world champion right now.
Yeah, I said it.
Now he Ron Cena. I am going to say this as a R-Truth fan, but I'm only saying this because of the narrative that was pushed when he was let go. I'm only saying this because the narrative that was pushed when he was let go to what I saw on Friday with this Ron Cena shit. There's never been a wrestler that I've been so disappointed with ever than R-Truth.
Wow.
Because you can't say all of that shit. You can't do all of that shit. You can't give the promo on the Natalia shit. You can't do all of that shit and then do the Ron Cena shit. That's my older brother. And look like a goddamn clown. See, before that shit, it was cool because we knew what it was going in. But you told us it was a change in character. You told us it was a new day. It was a different day. And also, I've never been more disappointed at wrestling fans because y'all got on that internet and y'all talked about all this stuff about how R-Truth deserves this and deserves that, and he should have this. And then he came back on that screen and y'all gave him a pop like he never got before, only for him to act like this on TV again. That's why I said I'm only sectioning it off for when he got let go to Friday. That bucket. I've never been so disappointed in a wrestler and wrestling fans because y'all demanded something and this is what you got. Or maybe I should not be maybe I should not be disappointed in wrestling fans because I also was the person that came on this show and said y'all don't want serious R-Truth. Y'all want caricature R-Truth. So maybe y'all getting what y'all want. But don't do none of that shit and lead this order to come back to this shit. Your ass could have stayed where your ass was at. That's what it stayed. And Donnie, all I was gonna say to the money thing is this. I know he got some money. I know he got some money to come back. I know he did that. I know he did that. My point is that's why this is revolving around when he got let go to Ron Cena. Because I think he led on a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people. Because he could have got a Legends deal and not wrestled a day in his goddamn life like every other wrestling legend who got that damn contract.
Yeah. I feel you, but I'm gonna blame the fans 100%. I don't think this is R-Truth's fault at all, or Ron Killing's fault at all. I don't think it is, because he did what seemingly any other wrestler will do. Hey, my contract about to be up. I'm about to be out of here. You know, it's been real. Love y'all, right? And people reacted. So he did the one thing that not only Paul and Lee Fitting asked to do, but it's what they're instructed to do every single day. Hey, get yourself over. And they did that. And he was let go. John Cena's being a serious character, and he's being a heel. Ron Cena, serious character, being a heel. The problem is, once it was official that he was back, he got that big pop. He made that statement. They had to try to find some new stuff for him to do. And the new stuff that he was doing was not getting him over. Because it's never got him over in the WWE and in the WWE universe. What R-Truth was doing never got him over in the WWE. Even the little Jimmy thing, as a heel, it was meant to be somewhat lighthearted and a little foolish because he's talking to an invisible person, bro. Like that at the end of the day. He has a bad imaginary friend. So you fast forward to this, you try to switch up the character, and people were like, oh, yeah, we wanted R-Truth back. And yes, maybe his skill set, he could have went crazy in TNA, Donnie. He could have. Maybe he could have. But here's the thing. You are not going to turn your television to TNA to watch R-Truth. It's just the right thing to say. It's the right thing to say, just like when the cashier asks you, hey, do you want to just round up to the nearest dollar to donate to St. Jude or to the Hunger Society or whatever it is? And you'd be like, damn, you asked me nicely. I kind of feel fucked up if I say no, because it's only 36 cents. But you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. And that's the thing that's happening with R-Truth. R-Truth is the roundup donation. He's also earnest at the job, but he's also the roundup donation. It's like, hey, look, yeah, it's the right thing to do to just keep him here and just help him out. But I ain't really trying to do it. But you asked so nicely. And y'all made such a big noise that they were like, damn, okay. The crowd seems to be invested. Our audience seems to be invested because even the white men aged 18 to 34 were invested in R-Truth not leaving the WWE. However, you didn't realize that you were not watching them every week. You were not watching them every month. He wasn't your main reason for turning on the programming. And as a result, With a character change, you care less. And they showed us that. So now we're back here. So I blame the fans. R-Truth, hey, look, hey, we helped make another black man another extra million. That's awesome. I'm glad we can come together for that. Now let's spread the love back the opposite direction so we can all get the M and go off and do whatever we want to do.
Hey man, I feel you. Only thing is to that is when you change your character around and then you go back to, I won't use that term. When you go back to being a caricature of what you could have been, you could have stayed your ass where you was at. There's now multiple places where you could go get money.
Facts.
That
Right.
If this was low key, Kip, if this was 2003 when there's no WCW, then I'm like, oh. But man, look, man, now there's multiple places where you could go get money.
Mm-hmm.
Go get money. I'm never one of those people that trips because somebody goes to the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go get money. It's just when you start doing that other shit. All right, man, look, WrestlePalooza is next week in Camp's old stomping ground of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah,
So
man.
we're going to go ahead and get into these predictions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches have been announced so far. This is also historic because this feels like it was a long time coming, but the WWE's first PLE on ESPN. It's going to be very interesting to see how this looks, how this feels. But the ESPN presentation, we already see NBA and NFL there, hockey there, some baseball and stuff. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this looks. But very excited to see ESPN and the WWE together. I see how the WWE has programming has been implemented into ESPN programming because I see them doing recaps, commercial recaps on SportsCenter after Raw and SmackDown is over with. So yeah, very interesting to see how this goes down. But let's get into the matches, right? So get into the matches. Let's start with Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. Unless something has changed, this match is still going to take place for the vacant Women's World Championship. Io Sky, can she regain the title that she lost at WrestleMania, or will Stephanie Vaquer become the Women's World Champion? Who you got?
I'm gonna go Io Sky because I think she was really over, even as the champ. And if the rumors about Stephanie might be kind of like nursing a little injury or whatever, I think that's also why Io Sky would be the choice here. But I think Io's run was probably working better than we all expected, even though I wanted to see Naomi win. So I'm gonna go Io Sky.
I'm gonna go Io Sky as well because I feel like we are going to get a program with Io Sky and Oscar. So yeah, it only makes sense for Io Sky to win this match. Let's go CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. AJ Lee is back with Io Sky is back with the WWE. I mean, excuse me, AJ Lee. Just got this photo that I'm laughing at. Io Sky. I mean, look, I explain why I'm looking. I'm explaining why about this in a second. Today is actually kind of a day for me. But AJ Lee is back in the WWE, signing a multi-year deal to return to the company. And what better way to return to the company when your husband is in a feud with another guy and his wife? Just go ahead and wrestle. So CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I'll start by saying, ain't nowhere in hell that CM Punk and AJ Lee losing this one. He been taking L's from Seth Rollins all year long. Shit, really since he got back in the way. That ain't gonna happen here. I got CM Punk and AJ Lee for the win.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. CM Punk is now a winner because his wife is around. Just like in real life, right? for him at least. So yeah, no, AJ Lee, CM Punk, it's hard to not pick them, especially at this point.
All right, let's go to Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Cody Rhodes went down and to SmackDown and sent out the challenge to Drew McIntyre for the the undisputed WWE Championship. Who you got? Think this is easy to predict, but just in case, who you got?
Yeah, I kind of want to say I got Drew McIntyre by DQ. I kind of want to feel like that, but then at the same time, QB1, you know what I mean? Cody Rhodes. But tell you what, I got a disqualification finish. I just don't know if it's going to be Cody getting DQ'd or Drew McIntyre being DQ'd. But honestly, all the signs to me point to Cody Rhodes losing this match by disqualification because he's going to try to kill Drew McIntyre. I just feel like that's going to happen at WrestlePalooza. So yeah, that's matter of fact. Listen, Drew McIntyre wins by disqualification because Cody's going to try to take his head off.
We are on the same page because how quickly all of this went down. I can't see this ending so quickly.
Yeah.
So because of that, yeah, I got Drew McIntyre by DQ. This is gonna lead to another match at either SmackDown or another PLE. So we are on the same page. The Usos versus the Vision. Jimmy Uso joined his brother Jay, and 2 weeks ago, and then last week on Raw, or no, let's park this. Last Sunday on this program, we talked about how sensing a little bit of a change in Jay Uso's character. He got a little bit serious after the Roman Reigns situation at Clash in Paris. And then on Monday, even his brother said, yo, you acting like Roman, especially after getting help from LA Knight, but then spearing LA Knight. What are your thoughts on the Jey Uso character change, and who you got winning this match?
So I love the change. I feel like I've been kind of talking this up in my own way because everything but the promo and the actual wrestling has been working for Jay. And that could be a very sticky situation to put yourself in with this roster that you're on. So I'm here for all of this. This is another one I'm kind of conflicted on because on one hand, I feel like you're going to get a very vicious Jey Uso. And that's why they win the match. But then again, there's a part of me that feels like they need to lose this match to the Vision so Jay can really turn up on Monday. Like turn up on some, yo, you know what? Nah, we not doing this. I done lost the belt. I done lost my spot. I'm not even considered one of the number one contenders. Main event status is in jeopardy. Now I got to start laying people down. And so because I do think that's more of the situation here, I'm going to go the Vision. But I do love the fact, I do love the angle also where Jey Uso was like, nah, we winning by any means. And Jimmy is like, oh, I'm just trying to be cool. But the thing is, this is really heel versus face tag team wrestling. So they gotta lose so Jay can really turn up. So I'm gonna go with division. This is my final answer.
I'm gonna go the Usos here, but in going with the Usos, um, there's gonna be more added to the character change of Jey Uso. I think I do still think, and I said this last week, I'm gonna say it again. I do still believe that this is gonna end with Jay being more of a tweener than he is just the yeet guy. I don't think that the WWE have the balls to. I don't think that the WWE has the balls to go full heel turn with Jay because of simply the amount of revenue they probably get from his merch. But tweener as in, yeah, man, we gonna start getting a bit more character changes when it comes to Jay, and maybe that will help him in becoming a world champion again. We'll see. Last
Well, hold on.
and certainly not least.
Here's a question for you, though. One second.
Go ahead.
Just real quick. Has Jay Uso really been a heel? Like the past 5 years? Has he really been a heel?
No, Jey Uso hasn't really been a heel since his tag stuff. But I think, look, as long as they get back to Uso penitentiary shit,
yeah,
I'm straight. Like that is the heel of that I want to see.
Because look, I won't even lie to you. I feel like Jey Uso's who got the bloodline over on the face side. Like that first, I want to say it was that first trip to Madison Square Garden when he was just in line as the tribal chief. You know what I'm saying? I think that one, and the first time he came out there and was like, the bloodline is now in your city. And I was just like, oh, they cheering the hell out of this. I was like, is Jey Uso getting the bloodline over? And then because Roman Reigns was barely talking to that degree. So I think tweener Jey Uso has always been the one. I think he's too far gone in face territory, which is why we see what we see. So, but yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, I don't know if Jey Uso's really been a heel and if it's really worked. Because like you give them about 3 weeks of getting booed, and all of a sudden the Usos, everybody love them again. They're just two of the most lovable humans in wrestling ever. So,
yeah, nah. That's why that needs to come back. Like, I don't need Jey Uso giving kids shades. Leave that to Bret Hart. But Bret Hart did eventually go heel.
It's a fact.
And say, fuck them American kids.
On fire. That's my favorite Bret Hart.
Yeah. Jey Uso, I'll structure it like this. Jey Uso got the bloodline over. Sami Zayn got us to care about Jey Uso.
No, for sure. For sure.
And to leave the bloodline.
Yeah.
I don't think people truly care about the bloodline. They cared about Sami Zayn. Which is why I still say this whole thing about Sami Zayn being everybody's little, that needs to stop there. Now we get to probably the main event of the night. We get to John Cena, Brock Lesnar. They've been at each other's head for 25 years. Looking at the package on on SmackDown, excuse me, where they even detailed that John Cena wrestled in the Indies for a little bit. I was shocked that did that because they never acknowledged Hulk Hogan before 1984. So it was always the same shit. Brock Lesnar came out there, slimmer but muscular, ripped his jeans. Still say he had too much stay flow in his jeans, and that's why they cracked and stuff. But what happens in this match? Do they do they let John Cena get over clean? Like, do we give a shit about, like, should I put the music on for this?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think this is
Hold on.
music worthy.
Okay, let's go. So let me start over. Let me start over if this is the case. It is now time for Do We Care? The part of the show where we talk about things that we don't care about or should we care about. And in this case, we're going to be talking about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza, the main event more than likely. We only got a handful of John Cena appearances left. So do we care about Brock Lesnar versus John Cena? 25 years of this.
Man, I'm going to say no, because we know why John Cena is retired. And even though I believe he's going to give the greatest effort possible, I'm just tired of seeing the latter half of John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. There were other matches, I think, that would have been just greater swan songs, but this is a big part of his history, so I do get it. But to say I care, not at all. I'll be tuned in to the last 3 minutes with bated breath.
Yeah, I don't care. You tried it. You tried it on Friday, but I don't care. Why? Like, what is the point of this? Like, I know what the point is from what Cena believes from a paying homage thing.
Yeah.
But no, I don't care. And what's crazier is I don't care about Brock Lesnar. It has none of that shit that y'all thinking about.
Yeah.
It's just the only time I care about Brock Lesnar is when he's unstoppable Brock Lesnar. Which basically means that I don't care about Brock Lesnar unless he got the belt. If it's just him wrestling people in one-offs, I don't give a shit. Why? Brock Lesnar is so boring without things. Without Paul Heyman. Without a belt. Without a purpose. Ain't no what his purpose is to destroy John Cena before he leaves.
Yeah.
Okay. The only time I like Brock Lesnar is when he got a belt or we got a purpose. And without either, it doesn't matter to me anymore. He's just a super part-timer. I've rather like to see John Cena wrestle somebody and get them over. Which is why I'm so pissed about this whole thing with Damian Priest. I feel like if there was one wrestler on the main roster that could have benefited from a program with John Cena, it would have been Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Especially after Damian Priest beat Drew McIntyre in that Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
But I've never seen somebody fall so far so quickly with all of this opportunity around them. So I don't care about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. In fact, here's something y'all gonna hear me say. The AEW All Out is supposed to be at the same day. I think around the same time. Skip the John Cena Brock Lesnar match and go watch whatever the hell is going on AEW. We don't care. There's no purpose in this. And you didn't even get any type of purpose directed to you on Friday because the fucking Ron Cena shit happened. And then his pants tore. And Russ, you right. Number 2 on that list is LA Knight. One of those two should be going up against Cena. And being able to really have Cena put his teeth into this feud. But yet, we getting a whole bunch of retreads. What? Is AEW gonna let Chris Jericho out of his contract real quick? We should watch the replay then, Russ. Like, watch that match. Don't watch the main event. Just watch that shit in its place. But, like, should we care about John Cena versus Chris Jericho? Like, should we care about should Kurt Angle come back and try to wrestle the whole time? I'm just saying, it's at this point where I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. No, listen, I'm with you.
Where's the fucking Brooklyn Brawler at? Why don't we get John Cena versus Brooklyn Brawler?
Brooklyn Brawler.
John Cena versus Barry Horowitz or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's some, again, I totally get it from Cena's standpoint. But yeah, I'm with y'all. Damian Priest, LA Knight, AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio. I can list you 10 wrestlers that we could have done to avoid a lot of the shit that we've actually seen this summer from John Cena, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
We got
and I got Brock Lesnar winning.
Right, yep. I got Brock Lesnar winning too.
So there's
like, unless John Cena's about, look, here's a fun fact. If you want to call it this, who's the only wrestler in the WWE that you can say squashed Brock Lesnar? There's actually two.
I was going to say, technically, it's Drew McIntyre because of the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania. And shoot, probably early. Wait, no. John Cena always gets beat up, but he ends up winning. And who is the other one?
A true squash. I'm talking about a true squash. And I'm not gonna put Goldberg in this because it didn't matter to Goldberg.
Yeah,
but Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when he walked up on Brock Lesnar with that title in his face, like he didn't give a fuck who he was.
With that whole let's get the match over with now shit. Yeah. And Seth Rollins came up in there and gave him the face plant and then went home the champ. I don't count the Goldberg shit in this situation. I don't count that one. I count the two that I just told you. And the reason why is because those two people got over. That's what a squash is supposed to do. Get you to the next. Get you over. That's why I don't count Goldberg. That's why I don't count that WrestleMania shit, because what did it do? It didn't do anything. But it made Drew McIntyre look like the man.
Yeah.
And it made Seth Rollins look like the man too. Damn, which one what I was just about to say? We do got a double champion.
Yeah.
In a prediction where we said it was gonna happen. Dominic Mysterio, with the help of El Grande Americano, has become the AAA Mega Champion, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. So does this mean that, like, what does this mean? Is he like the Western Hemisphere Champion? Like what is this? Because now he's the Intercontinental Champion, but he's the AAA Mega Champion, so he's the Mexican Heavyweight Champion. Ethan Page is the North American Champion. He wrestled for, like, what does this mean for, like, the regional championship landscape? But do we care about Dominic Mysterio being the AAA Mega Champion?
We as Americans, no. But people as in Dominic Mysterio fans, hell yeah. Man, he's the superstar of the year now. Ain't no denying that. That's superstar of the year. So it don't matter if he do it in a different organization, different country, whatever. That's double down dirty Dom with the 2 belts. He did it, man. And he punked out his pops in the process.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for Dominic Mysterio winning this belt. They just gotta, like, what are we doing here about the way he be dissing his daddy, though? Like, he yanking his put the belt on me, bitch. Like, damn. That don't happen to any Mexican family I know. Like, somebody Tio gonna come over there and smack the shit out of you. You don't talk to your poppy like that. Like, that's the only part that I'm like, yo, y'all, hey, man. But no, Dominic Mysterio, I care about this. If you are an American wrestling fan, you should care. I think this is very dope for Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day. And I hope that Dominic Mysterio defends that belt at WrestleMania in Vegas. Like, I really hope that happens. Shouts out to Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, this is dope. I love this. And maybe they'll do my Copa Eddie Guerrero joint, and Rey Mysterio says, in order for me to get this belt off of my son, let me go ahead and do this and get in the tournament. He wins it, and then at WrestleMania, we have a WrestleMania rematch of sorts. Dominic Mysterio versus Rey. But it is, God damn it, Russ, leave me alone. Stop taking my shit. It is a mask versus hair retirement match at WrestleMania. Let me throw my prediction out here. This is my guarantee. Rey Mysterio, in some way, shape, or form, becomes the number one contender for the AAA Mega Championship during WrestleMania time. And at WrestleMania, Rey Mysterio puts his mask and career on the line versus Dominic Mysterio's hair and the AAA Mega Championship. That is your WrestleMania Night 2 match. Not main event, it's a match. Probably the match before the main event. Rey Mysterio puts his mask and his career on the line versus Dominic Mysterio's hair and the AAA championship at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Guarantee, if you will.
There it is. Put the guarantee on it. Yeah. Oh my God, yuck. I don't want to see that, Damien. I'm sorry, I don't want to see. But I don't want to see Penta at all. So that's just
you don't
me.
like Penta.
Never mind me.
You're not a Penta fan. Hey, let me ask you a question. Which one are you a fan? Less of a fan of? Mm-hmm. Penta or Johnny Wrestling?
Oh, Johnny Wrestling always. Because at least Penta hitting the catwalk is kind of interesting. Just don't do it when people getting their ass whooped. You're supposed to be helping. You know what I mean? Like, that's all.
Yo, he getting his ass whooped. No, I gotta get my shit off. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like,
get my shit off.
But
nah, I think that Penta will eventually become the AAA champion. Mm-hmm. I will say that again. I do feel like that's gonna happen eventually, but the saga between Rey and Dom is still there.
Yeah.
And to me, there's no better way. And I don't know if Rey Mysterio is near retirement or not. I feel like he is. But I don't think there's a better match. Because here's the thing. I don't think, and I will have to look, I don't believe that Rey Mysterio ever won the AAA championship, their main title. So I think there is something to them two wrestling and Dominic Mysterio getting his hair chopped off and losing his title. I think there's something to that. But I also do believe that there's something to, man, Rey Mysterio, he already in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's still wrestling, but maybe it's that time. So that's why, especially after seeing what I saw, how he basically yelled at his daddy to put that belt on him and how he was treating his ass and shit, and how Rey Mysterio, for some reason, is still exercising restraint. I can't put any match. I can't put 2 or 4 people in a match right now at WrestleMania, but Dominic and Rey in a mask, retirement, title, hair match. There's a reason why Dominic Mysterio wear his hair the way that he wearing it. It ain't just because of Eddie Guerrero. It's for it to eventually get cut. Mm-hmm. It's for it to eventually get cut. So if that is the case, go ahead and do that at WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio puts his mask and his career on the line versus Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic put that hair and that title on the line. And it's a 50-50. Because is Rey going to retire soon? Is it his time? But that hair is designed to get cut. So let's cut it. Do you have a guarantee?
No, you know what? I'm a little out of touch for a guarantee. So I'll leave it be this week.
We'll say Brock Lesnar winning is your guarantee.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, Brock Lesnar could easily be my guarantee for winning. But I will say that I see what they're trying to do with Jade and Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Is it working? I don't know. But if the quality of those matches pick up, I can see them trying to build this was one of the big feuds of one of their careers or both of their careers, because like we don't get many women's feuds that carry over. Because like now even Trish and Lita are friends, okay, and we never want to see them wrestle again. But I think it is cool that they are at least trying to build Jade Cargill up with an actual feud and not just being beautiful and strong with her own 5 moves of doom. So that's cool. I guarantee hope it works. All right, there we go.
Nah, man, I feel you on that. Well, look, great show. Couple of things. Rest in peace, Ricky Hatton, a former boxing world champion, who was apparently found dead in his home. For those who might not remember, he was a world champion. He boxed Floyd Mayweather during his championship run too. And then rest in peace to my grandma. My grandmother 10 years ago passed away. It's the 10th year anniversary. So gotta salute grandma.
Sure.
They Otis had sent the picture of me on her exercise bike during the last weekend of me seeing her and everything. So that's why I was laughing at and got stuck at that time, because I was looking at that. But rest in peace to Ricky Hatton. Rest in peace to my grandma.
Yes, and unfortunately, I had to add the one more, man. And I hope I'm not saying this too early, but I don't have a lot of family that watched the thread. So rest in peace, my uncle Leroy. He officially passed, I think, this morning. If not last night. My uncle Leroy was one of my grandma's younger brothers, and he was also the reason why I never went to prison, because I had the unfortunate pleasure of visiting him at Danville Correctional, because he was serving, I think, like an 8 to 12. And I'll leave that all there. But man, just prayers to the rest of the McGee family. And I hope I didn't spoil this news and it went too far, or the wrong person seen it at the right time, or vice versa. But yeah, man. Hey, listen. As we get into the fall, we in summer. As change, age, everything. Just love your family. Appreciate your family, and to keep them all close, because it's vitally important. And hey, even though all we do is talking wrestling, y'all kind of like family to us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like our second and third cousins. You know what I'm saying? We don't kick it all the time, but when we do, it's usually a good time. And we do appreciate you all for checking out this week's episode. Everything that you do to add to this community with your likes, comments, shares, rumor, innuendo, just funny things and predictions is always greatly appreciated. Russ, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. And we appreciate all of y'all. However you contribute to the thread, and let's just especially with everything that's happened like last week. I did not want to get on Twitter and see a murder, but I did. And so on top of that, like, man, keep your mental safe, man. Keep your mental safe. You know what I'm saying? Keep a lot of this noise and distraction, if you will. Keep your mind straight and on the right things, man. It's a crazy world out here, but we thank you all, and always remember, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. It's the pick with the VP DOC, and we are out. Thank you, Damien, and fuck Johnny Wrestling.